Hello dear student, welcome on this video lecture, and let's start with this integration. We are talking about integration and we have learned a lot of formulas related to that. And to move forward, there's a product rule. That means when the two functions are getting multiplied, then how to integrate that. And similar type of rule we have discussed in case of differentiation, product rule, divisions rules and other rules. But in integration, this product rule we are going to hardly use in physics. So rarely you will be getting a question in which we are getting the product rule. But since there are chances to get a question, so we need to learn what that product rule is. So let's say we have two functions. One function is u and another function is v. This u and v are two functions. We can also use f and g for that purpose. And let's say this has to be integrated with respect to dx. So if we need to integrate this particular expression, so what we are going to do, we are going to name the two functions as one function and two function. That means first function and second function. So you can name either of them as the first, then the rest one will be the second function. Then the formula goes like this. We need to write the first function as such. So we will write this first function as such. We will be integrating the second function with respect to the variable we were integrating earlier. Then we place a minus symbol, and then we place an integration. And within this integration, we are going to write differentiation of the first function. So whatever the first function we have chosen, we need to differentiate that first function with respect to the variable that we have chosen. And then we need to multiply this with another integration, which is integration of the second function. And whatever this is coming, this entire has to be integrated with respect to the variable that we started with. So this complex or bigger formula is for product of two functions when we are using them in integration. So let me re-explain what I have written. First you choose the first function, and then you name another as a second function. Then you write the first function exactly as such, differentiate the second function, then you integrate with a minus prior to it, and then within that write the differentiation of the first function into integration of the second function, and this product has to be integrated with respect to the variable that we have started with. So it's a little bit lengthier, but if you look at twice, thrice and rewrite, you will be comfortable with this. So this is the rule that we follow, right? So if using this we can find the integration of product formula, or you can call this as a product rule. Let's take one simple example and try to use this. So with this example you will be learning how to use this particular formula. So somebody says find integration, let's say it says x into cos x dx. So as per all the rules, prior rules that we have understood, this we will not be able to integrate. So because this is involving two functions as a multiple. So here we need to go for the product formula. So we will start like this, that integration x into cos x dx is going to be using two functions which are getting multiplied. Now you can name this as a first, this as a second. Now here the choice first and second is going to matter, and in mathematics you are going to learn this product in more detail, and you will be doing a lot more of questions there. Here we will be using a simple example only. So we are opting x as a first function, cos x as a second function, and then you will be moving ahead, that you will say this is going to be equal to, you write the first function as such, integrate the second function which is cos x, and then you know this cos x integration is the direct formula, standard formula, you can use that. Then go ahead, then place an integration symbol, and within that integration you need to differentiate the first function. So you need to differentiate this first function, which is x, and then you need to multiply this with integration of the second function, which is cos x dx. Whatever this is coming, this entire thing has to be integrated with respect to dx. So that entire thing is in the bracket. Now you'll find this this first part is integrable, and so it becomes x into integration of cos x comes out to be sin x. So that becomes sin x minus integration. The differentiation of x is 1, so that's the unity, and cos x integration we have just talked about, it's a sin x. So it basically becomes 1 into sin x, that is sin x into dx. Now the second integration that is coming over here, that can also be simplified. So this will become x sin x minus integration of sin x. We know integration of sin x comes out to be minus cos x. Since we are saying this is indefinite integration, so we can place c as well. So this is going to be in totality x sin x plus cos x plus c. That's how it's solved. So whenever you get two functions getting multiplied, and if at all that integration is required in physics, we will be using this product formula. And for that thing you need to practice this well, so that you can write which is the first function and where we use the first function and where we use the second function, because in this formula you are using integrations as well as differentiation simultaneously. Now you can try one more thing in this. You just swap them. That means you consider it as a first, you consider it as a second, then you'll find you are going to get a trouble in solving it. What the trouble you are going to face is this. You can start with like you will be writing this cos x here, and you are going to integrate this x. So this first part will be settled down. So first part will not have any issue. Where the issues are going to come, when you differentiate this cos x, it will become sin x or minus sin x, whatever. But this x will get integrated, and integration of x will become x square. That means in this integration you will be left with again product of two functions. So here again you need to apply the product formula. Then again, if you have chosen in that wrong way, then you will get again an integration that will involve a product formula. That means this chain will keep on moving and it won't be settled since long, or in order to settle you need to go to a number of steps. So choice becomes very important over here, and I'm not going to go in that detail how to make that choices. This example will let you know some idea how to make choices. The idea is we need to choose the first function in such a way so that this differentiation, which is called differentiation of first, this reduces the function or simplify as much as possible, right? So if you are getting this kind of simple examples, you can carry with, you write this as a x, you write as this as one function, second function, use it, you will get it out. So here the learning of this formula is important, and probably you have understood. Based on this, for your practice, I am giving a question. You need to solve and answer. It says find integration x log x dx. So you just solve and try to find what this value is going to be, and give your answer in the comment section below. So again, you need to use the product rule and simplify it. After learning this product formula, let's talk about one more important method of integration, that's called substitution method. Again, this method will be required for us in certain parts of physics, hence we are getting idea of it. So I will take example to illustrate this, and let's say we need to integrate this. It says find integration sine ax plus b dx. Though I have told you that this is going to be integrated in a very similar ordinary manner, then what the coefficient of x comes out to be, and we need to divide that with that coefficient. So let's check how that coefficient division is had, or what the idea behind is. So if we need to integrate this, so this is not a direct formula. When we are not able to get the direct formula, then we will try to convert this into a direct formula. So what the idea goes behind that is this: if we assume over here, let's say assume as that this ax plus b, this number is written by another variable. Substitution means that we will be substituting one variable by another variable. So we will be replacing this x variable by another variable t. So we are assuming ax plus b is equal to another variable t. If we assume in this way, then you will find it becomes simply sin t, and then sin t integration is easily to identify, right? So this will become sin t, that's okay, but we need to take care of this. This is a dx. So if it is coming t over here, so there must be dt, not dx. So for that sake, we will be using the same assumption that we have considered, and we will be replacing this dx in terms of dt. So if this is the equation, so we can write this equation. That means we can differentiate this equation. Let's say differentiate this equation, differentiating it with respect to t. So if we differentiate it with respect to t, it will become d upon dt ax plus b is equal to d upon dt of t. Making sense? So this will be equal to, you can take it inside a is a constant, can be taken out, so it will become dx by dt, and then you will be differentiating this b, which is a constant. Here a and b are constant, so that will become 0. Differentiation of a constant is 0. This will become 1. So this is going to be equal to a dx upon dt is equal to 1. So when we are getting a dx upon dt equal to 1, which can also be written as a into dx is equal to dt. So that's called differential equation. We can take that dt that side. Now I have explained all the possible steps in this case, but what you can do, you can directly differentiate it. Whenever you are having this kind of equation, you can differentiate it without any respect. That means you can directly differentiate. You can apply this dd for change or differentiation, and it can be written as ax plus b is equal to d of another variable, which is t. That means we have applied dd for differentiation on both the side without any reference. That means without dividing this by any t or any other thing. So this is also acceptable way. So this will let to know that this is a differentiation of this. When you go inside, you find a dx, and differentiation of b will be 0, because d for change in b is going to be 0, is equal to dt. My point is, the same equation that you got here out of so many steps, you can quickly get to it just by saying that you are differentiating it both sides without any respect. So it becomes this. Anyway, so point is, from here we are able to find what the dx is. We can write this dx in terms of dt. So it becomes dt divided by a constant, which is a. Now you can connect what is going on. Can we rewrite this particular question in different variable term, and that different variable term is t. So I'm going to replace ax plus b by t, so it will become integration sine t, and then we need to substitute this dx in terms of dt, so it becomes dt divided by a. Making sense? Now this a is a constant, and we know in integration constants are allowed to take outside, and then it will become simply sine t dt. Now do we know what the integration of sine t dt is going to be? Yes, that's become standard formula. So that's the benefit. So when we are not having a standard formula, we can convert that into a standard formula by using the substitution method. This is a very simple example I'm taking just to illustrate how non-standard expression can be converted into a standard formula. and this becomes, as per your knowledge, this sin t integration comes out to be minus cos t. So then you can add the plus c, so this becomes minus cos divided by a plus c. Now here we can write cos t, but since our question was in terms of x, so we should put this t back in terms of x. So if we replace this t back in terms of x, so it becomes ax plus b. Makes sense? So here the substitution method here has helped us to convert into a standard formulae, and then we are using that standard result to get our answer. Then ultimate result is what? That we have directly stated that this sign will be integrated into minus cos and write whatever it was, and then the coefficient of x, whatever is coming, that's a, you need to divide simply by that coefficient. So that I said as just information, and here you can see how that is actually taking place. So that's a method of substitution. Let me take one more example, and that will be acting as a result again for our future calculations. So the example says solve integration x dx upon, in bracket, a square plus x square raised power 3 by 2. Here I'm not placing the limits, we are simply trying to find out what the formula is going to be, how to integrate this thing. Once we are done with the integration, we have understood how to place the limits. Well, this integration cannot be solved directly, and for that sake we need to use this substitution method. Now we would like to make this looking complicated integration to be simpler one, and we will be starting substituting in such a way so that it becomes easy. So here this substitution is going to be most easy for you. You simply say, if I replace x by a into tan theta, so if we choose this substitution, then you'll find this will be solved very easily. And how the idea is going to come that we need to take x is equal to a tan theta, well, that will come with the practice. And in mathematics you will have a chapter called integration, then you will be told so many cases. Then after that practice, it will become very easy cake for you. So for the time being, you can just think of why we are choosing over here this that will be justified when we write this substitution, and you will find this expression will get simplified. Now if this is x we have taken, that means we want to replace or substitute this x in terms of theta. So theta is a variable, a is a constant, and this is the same a that is involved over here. Now once you got this, then you need to differentiate it. So let's say differentiate it, so it becomes dx is equal to a is going to be constant, differentiation of tan theta. Differentiation of tan theta you might have learned from the that result I shared. So it becomes sec square theta, and differentiation of theta will be d theta. So this becomes differential equation just to differentiate both sides. So that's a dx. Tan theta will become sec square theta, and theta has to be differentiated, that's a d theta. So we got x, we got dx. So we can substitute now. Now if you substitute, so this will become is equal to integration. In place of x we can write it's going to be a tan theta. In place of dx we can write it as a sec square theta d theta. So that's the numerator. Let's come on the denominator, and in the denominator you'll find it's going to be a square plus, in place of x we will be substituting a tan theta, so it will become a square tan square theta, and the whole raised to power 3 by 2. So if you carry a bit more ahead, so you will find that a square will be coming from the upside. Within this integration there will be tan theta and sec square theta d theta divided by, in denominator you can take this a square outside, so there is a raised to power 3 by 2, then you will find a cube will be coming outside, and inside you will find 1 plus tan square theta. 1 plus tan square theta is a formula. So we know this 1 plus tan square theta is using trigonometry. This becomes sec square theta. So we can write it as a sec square theta. So this power function will be simplified. Now this a square, this is a cube, that can be settled down to 1 by a, and then integration upside is tan theta into sec square theta into d theta, and in denominator, if I write directly, you'll find this going to be sec square theta, then square will cancel out with half and 3 will be there, that means it becomes sec cube theta. Then you find sec square theta getting cancelled out, so it becomes 1 by a integration, and it will be tan theta divided by sec theta d theta. You can further use trigonometric relation to make it more simplified. Now you know tan theta is 1 upon cos theta, and cos theta sec theta is equal to 1, so it basically comes out to be sin theta d theta. I have jumped one step. You write tan theta as the sin theta by cos theta, and write sec theta as 1 upon cos theta, then you will find cos theta getting settled down. It's simply sin theta d theta. Now you find this seemingly complex integration turn around to this simplest integration or standard formula, making this substitution. So if you make this substitution, it becomes easily integrable, and this sin theta integration, we know what it is going to be. It's going to be minus cos theta divided by a, and you can say plus c. C is some constant, arbitrarily constant. Now again, you need to give your answer in terms of x, so replace theta in terms of x. So how we can replace this theta in terms of x? Very simple. You can imagine a triangle, right angle triangle, and you call this angle as a theta. So from here tan theta is x by a, so that is x, that is a, so tan theta becomes x by a. So you'll find this hypotenuse is going to be a square plus x square. So from here, can we find the value of cos theta? Yes, we can. Cos theta is going to be a divided by square root of a square plus x square. Making sense? So from here we can borrow the cos theta. Idea is, if any theta is given to us, we can form a triangle, and we can identify all other trigonometric relations. So this comes out to be basically cos theta, which is going to be this. So you can write it as a minus a divided by under root a square plus x square plus c, and there was one a already in this expression, so there was 1 upon a as well. So I'm going to be placing minus over here. Then you can settle this, a is getting settled down, so ultimate answer is minus 1 upon this under root a square plus x square. So that's answer for this particular integration. And then plus c, we will be using a definite integration. We are going to use some limits like 0 to 1, so ultimately you are going to place over here 0 to 1 or whatever. So this particular integration is of our interest, so you remember this as a result. Whenever we are getting x dx upon under this a square plus x square is power 3 by 2, answer comes out to be this. Moreover, you can think even if it is not 3 by 2, it's 5 by 2 or 1 by 2, still you can handle this. That means whenever you get this 1 plus x square downside, try to think x as a tan theta, so that it becomes sec square theta, so that this addition symbol goes away and it becomes simply numeric and denominator, and this denominator and numerator can be handled. Okay, so that's one of the example of substitution. Also, this is substitution example. You can get another examples like that, and there are long story of integration, so we need to stop somewhere. So beyond that, there are other rules we are not going to discuss at all. And in physics, you will find this is going to be the most difficult integration that you are going to encounter, not beyond it. Fine. So in this video we have learned two important aspects. One is a product formula, product rule of integration, and second is a substitution method. And that's all for this video. In the upcoming video we will be learning most important aspect of integration, that is its application. So what the application of integration is, that will be in the next video lecture. So thank you for watching. Have a good time.